Is it possible to slow down the aging process without pills, without plastic surgery, without cryogenics? It's totally possible. Stick around and I'll teach you how. Welcome to the 50th episode of the Fabulous Health Show. Yay, we did it. I'm your host, Terry Chrisman, and I'm a whole foods plant-based nutritionist. And this show gives you the tools to help you obtain optimal health so that you can live a long, happy life and age with grace and vitality. And that's what it's all about today. I'm going to tell you how you can slow down the aging process and you can age with grace and vitality. So I go live on YouTube, and as of today, this is the last daily one. The next one is weekly, and it starts on Monday, the 29th of November, 2021. Put it in your diary at 10 a.m. US Central Time. I'm going to be talking to you about my guest a little bit later. And of course, if you haven't seen any of these podcasts, head over to fabuloushealth.net, click on the podcast tab, and I've got the whole 50 of them in video for you to watch and binge on if you're sitting down, nothing to do for the weekend, binge watch them all. And of course, after I do this podcast, I load the audio up to your favorite podcast platform. And again, on that same page, fabuloushealth.net, click on the podcast tab, you will be able to subscribe to your favorite audio podcast. And of course, I want to say thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed in the past and left me lovely messages. I really, really appreciate you. So a disclaimer, of course, this show is for educational and informational purposes only, and the information that's shared today is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. It should not take the place of personalized professional medical care. So please consult your primary care physician before making any changes to your diet or lifestyle. So episode 50, let's talk about aging. It sucks. Extra wrinkles, the spare tire around the middle, aches and pains, not being able to play tennis like you used to, not being able to play tennis at all, getting puffed, taking pills for high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Stop. Hang on a minute. This does not have to happen. This does not need to be your future. And if it's your present, this does not need to be your reality. This is not the normal aging process. Let's reverse this trend and start aging like we're supposed to, slowly, gracefully. And that is what this podcast is all about. And that's what all the previous 49 episodes are all about. But let's just try and put it into one nutshell today. And I'm going to give you my top tips to age slowly and gracefully. Okay, number one. Remove external toxins. So anything that you use in your house that has toxic chemicals in it, get rid of it. I'm talking about cleaners, moisturizers, shampoos, those things that you plug into the wall and they waft out that toxic fume. What are they? Air fresheners. Get rid of those. These toxic chemicals in your home can cause all sorts of neurological, physiological issues, including respiratory issues, skin issues, and as I said, neurological issues. You want to get rid of them. So I use a brand of products that has none of these toxic chemicals in them. And for everything, I'm talking soap, shampoo, moisturizer, even dog wash, cleaning stuff for the bathroom, kitchen, the floors, the whole kit and caboodle, air fresheners. I don't use chemical air fresheners. I use natural essential oils. I use a lovely brand, and you can go to fabuloushealth.net, click on Healthy Home, and see the products I use. Of course, if you don't want to use these products and try other things, go ahead, but stop using all those toxic products. Okay, number two, stop smoking. I can't believe I have to say this. Stop smoking. Stop vaping. Stop sucking on that thing, whatever it is. Tobacco smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals that damage the cells in your skin and lead to the signs of premature aging. Smoking causes deep wrinkles on the face. What I want you to do is go and Google Effects of smoking on aging, and then just look at the pictures, and then you'll see these before and after pictures of these people who've been smoking for however many years. And people who smoke have fewer elastin and collagen fibers in their skin compared to people who don't smoke. And so, of course, without the elastin and the collagen, the skin becomes harder, less elastic, and doesn't hold as much moisture. Smoking also narrows your blood vessels, reducing the amount of oxygen that your skin cells get. It also increases the amount of free radicals and lowers levels of vitamin A in the skin. And all of these things play a role in aging prematurely. And I'm just talking about the physical signs of aging. What about what's happening to your lungs? You're killing your lungs. Stop doing it. And vaping, oh my God, don't even get me started. Maybe I'll do a podcast on vaping. What about all those chemicals in that stuff? I don't think so. Get it out of your life. Number 3, don't drink alcohol. Don't say that. Yes, I'm saying it. Alcohol is not a food. It's a toxin. And when you take something into your body, it's either doing one of two things. It's either healing it or it's harming it. And guess what alcohol does? Alcohol harms your body. Alcohol is a diuretic. It can dehydrate you, making your skin drier and less plump. And if you go back to my alcohol episode, can't remember what number it is off the top of my head, but if you go back to my alcohol episode, you will see that alcohol causes fatty liver disease, not just fatty disease, fatty liver disease. Now, lucky for you, the liver regenerates every 3 months. So if you quit now, your liver's going to be in a much better place in 3 months. Lickety split. But unfortunately, you can also get cirrhosis of the liver from drinking alcohol, and cirrhosis causes permanent scarring. So there may be some damage that cannot be reversed. But when is the best time to stop drinking? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Today. Stop today. Alcohol is a depressant and it slows down your cognition. Heavy drinking causes brain damage, leading to some types of dementia. Again, go and listen to my alcohol podcast. It's no good for you. Even the 5 minutes that you think it's fun, it's just not fun. Okay, number 4, start drinking water. Really? Water? We are 60% water. Hydration is key. When you are dehydrated, it is horrible to your body because the body cannot do all the fantastic things that it needs to do on a minute by minute, second by second, millisecond by millisecond basis. All those different things that your body does, such as making new proteins, breaking down proteins, making new cells, getting rid of toxins, flushing out all the bad things in your body, making your gut healthy, making your poos, digesting your food, all that stuff, keeping your brain healthy needs water. Don't fill it full of fizzy drinks and coffee. Fill your body full of water. It will thank you. Number 5, go to bed. Just one night of partial sleep deprivation promotes premature aging of cells. And so says a study done by the UCLA, which is the University of California, Los Angeles, where people were only allowed to sleep from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Researchers found that a lack of sleep activates biological pathways that promote the aging of the cells. And the participants' blood showed signs of deterioration in the cell's growth and division cycle from one night of bad sleep. And there is a growing body of research that indicates that not getting enough sleep may also increase the risk of several conditions of chronic diseases, which I talk about all the time, including, what are they? You should know them off by heart by now: diabetes, cardiovascular disease, obesity, and depression. And of course, cardiovascular disease includes heart attack, stroke, and Alzheimer's. There they are. Get a load of this. Too much sleep could also be as bad as not enough sleep. Now, this is new research that I found out just recently. The researchers pulled together 72 studies with over 500,000 participants and found sleep disturbances, so poor sleep or insomnia, and long sleep duration, i.e., sleeping more than 9 hours regularly. Both of those, so not enough sleep and too much sleep, related to increases in blood markers of inflammation. And what is inflammation? The root of all disease. So they concluded that regularly sleeping less than 5 hours a day or more than 9 hours raises the risk of death. Go figure. I have the reference for that study if you want to hit me up and check it out yourself. All right, number 6. I think I'm number 6. I don't even know. I didn't even number these. I'm just remembering. Am I number 6? Stress less. Yes, it's easy for me to say stress less, but please stress less. Stress just doesn't make a person feel older. In a real sense, it can speed up aging. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that stress can add years to the age of an individual immune system cells. So the study focused on these things called telomeres. And telomeres are these little caps. They look like the little ends of shoelaces, and they're at the end of your chromosomes in your DNA. Now, whenever a cell divides, the telomeres in the cell get a little bit shorter, and a little more time runs off your biological clock. So when the telomere gets too short, time runs out, the cell dies, and it can no longer divide and replenish itself. And so this is the key process of aging, and it's one of the reasons why humans can't live forever. So you want to keep your telomeres as long as possible. So researchers checked both the telomeres and the stress levels of 58 healthy pre-menopausal women. Now, the result was that on average, the immune system cells of highly stressed women had aged an extra 10 years. That is insane. These are premenopausal women. So they're probably under 50 and they've already had their immune cells aging an extra 10 years. The researchers hypothesized that the stress hormones can be shortening the telomeres and cutting the lifespan of the cells. Again, I have that reference for you. How do you stress less? Change your mindset. Have a positive outlook on anything. I know that sometimes stuff happens and it's out of your control and you can get really upset about it, but you really have to, it's not the stressor that you have to worry about, it's how you deal with the stressor. So if you've got kids running around, or you've got work problems, or you've got money problems, or marital problems, or whatever, you really need to take time to find out ways that you can deal with that stress level in a more measured way. Now, I'm not here to teach you how to do that, but go find yourself some help, connect with friends and family. That's always good. Talk about it. The other thing is find time for yourself. You can join a club, be part of a community, volunteer, all things like that help you with your stress levels. And of course, my favorite way to deal with stress is number 7, exercise. Not only is exercise good for stress relieving, it's also better than any antidepressant drug on the market. I will say that again. Exercise works better than any antidepressant drug on the market. So if you're on antidepressants and you're not exercising, get into it, start exercising, work with your doctor, because you may find that you may need less of your medication if you start to exercise regularly. Again, I am not a doctor. I am not telling you to do that. I am suggesting that you talk to your practitioner about that and see if that works for you. Exercise increases your feel-good endorphins. It increases blood flow to your muscles and your tissues. It reduces cortisol, which is, the stress hormone. It helps you lose weight. It improves cardiovascular function, and it maintains muscle mass, which brings me on to a concept called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is atrophy of muscle tissue caused by inactivity. Atrophy means basically shrinking of your muscles. And this usually happens in older people. Muscle supports our frame, so the less muscle mass we have, the more likely you are to fall and break a bone. The other thing is, muscle is metabolic, so it burns tons of calories. Strength training helps slow down the aging process by maintaining and even growing muscle mass. And it's not just for men. Ladies, get out there and lift some weights. I lift weights 6 days a week, sometimes 5, but mostly 6 days a week, because I do not want to suffer from sarcopenia when I'm 70, 80, and 90. I want to have muscle mass to keep my bones from getting brittle as well, and to keep my weight down and to keep me healthy. So I use a streaming service called Beachbody On Demand. If you go to fabuloushealth.net, click on the fitness tab, you can score 2 free weeks of workouts and check it out for yourself. If you don't like it, don't care. Use the workouts for free, have a fun time. And if not, just go and find something else that you can do that helps you pick heavy things up and put them down. I recently paved my sideway and it took me 2 weeks. And let me tell you, there was a lot of picking up heavy things and putting them down. That's a really good workout. I highly recommend doing some bricklaying or paving if you want to maintain your muscle mass. Okay, number 8, eat a whole foods plant-based diet. This is the stick I hit everybody over the head with, because this is going to save your life. Free from animal products, dairy, processed foods, and oil. The people who live the longest in the world live in 5 distinct locations: Okinawa, Japan; Icaria, Greece; Sardinia, Italy; Nicoya, Costa Rica; and Loma Linda, California. I can't even say California. One of the things that they have in common is eating a whole foods plant-based diet. Those areas are called the blue zones, and you can Google blue zones on the internet and you'll find out all the other things that these people do to stay alive. And guess what? Most of them are on this podcast. Now, eating a whole foods plant-based diet decreases your likelihood of dying. Period. It lowers inflammation. It lowers cholesterol. It lowers your HbA1c and your fasting glucose. HbA1c is the historical context of your blood glucose, so what you were doing in the last 3 months. It lowers your blood pressure. It decreases the likelihood of all diseases, all lifestyle diseases, and it provides optimal nutrition to fuel your body efficiently. So get into a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. That is what I do. That is what I teach people. If you like to know more and work with me, go to fabuloushealth.net and I can help you out. I also have an online course there, The Quick Road to Fabulous Weight Loss, and it's 25% off for the rest of November 2021. Just use the code podcast. If you don't want to lose weight and you want to put on weight, or you want to maintain your health, or you want to get off the fried food, or you want to get off the soda, or any of those things, I can help you do that as well. Number 9, maybe 8, 9, get connected. Join a group. Get a hobby that you really like. Maybe you love gardening. Don't do it by yourself. Join a gardening club. Maybe you love woodworking. Join a woodworking, crafts, sports, poetry, jazz, whatever it is. Join a club. Connect with people that like the same things as you like, and you will find common interests with them, and you can make meaningful relationships. It's been really hard over the past 2 years because of the COVID, and a lot of people have withdrawn. If you don't want to go out and physically meet people because you're not quite there yet, do it online. It's still cool. I don't want to hear about people who say Zoom is dead and nobody wants to get on Zoom anymore. That is complete garbage. People want to connect. And if it means they have to connect over a technology, then you should do it. If you're not comfortable going to a gathering in person, connect over technology. I still do all my consultations over technology. And I have fantastic, meaningful relationships with my clientele and my friends. And do the things you love. Don't take up woodworking if you don't know about woodworking, you don't like it. Do something you really, really love. Number 10, be selfless. What? Be selfless. Yes, we are put on this earth to serve others. Now, I do that by helping people regain their health. I do that by doing this podcast and giving you information that I hope will help save your life. Find a way to help others. You don't have to save people's lives, but find a way to help others. Volunteer. Join a group that helps others. Give to others. When somebody reaches out to you, help them. If you see somebody in need, help them. You may think, oh, me going over and helping Mrs. Next Door get her groceries once a week is nothing. But to Mrs. Next Door, who has a bad hip and doesn't want to go to the supermarket, that could be everything to her. So think about ways that you can help people. I think that's it. 10 points. It may have been 10. I didn't number them. I really hoped that you found today's episode valuable, because if you do all those things, you will age with grace and vitality. And in fact, you won't age at all. Inside, you will be as young as you feel. Maybe, when you're 60, 70, 80, 90, maybe the mirror will lie to you and you won't look like you were 30 anymore. But who cares, people? It's what's inside that counts, and it's how you feel and how your body works, and you want it to work optimally from now until the end of your days, whenever they are. So I wish you all the greatest and most vibrant health. That is all from the daily episodes. Please stick around and stay with me for my weekly podcast. As I said, the next episode is going to be on Monday, the 29th of November at 10 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to be interviewing the authors of this fantastic book. It's called Sad to Glad, a vibrant guide to a healthful lifestyle through a whole foods, plant-based nutrition. And I'm going to be interviewing fantastic authors, Misty Young and Sherry Carey Baum. And I'm really looking forward to what they have to say about this great book. Thank you so much for watching. Head over to the Fabulous Health page, fabuloushealth.net page, for all the rest of these podcasts and so much more. I've got blogs, I've got recipes, I've got all sorts of great things over there. And I want you to all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.